Greetings, family. This is Wanda. This is Wanda. This is Diaspora Connect. Diaspora in Tanzania. This is Diaspora Connect in Tanzania. My name is Wanda. Welcome to the channel. Welcome. Karibu sana, karibuni. I am a native to New Jersey, born and raised in America, left in July of 2020. Relocated to Tanzania back then, been here 5 years, and all is well. I am in Dar es Salaam, Tanzania, and I just decided to do a video today. And this is a very important topic that is extremely important for those who are citizens of the United States of America, and uh, you like to travel internationally. This is excuse me, family, my throat. This is very important for so many people, especially for my people who are the Black Americans. This is very, very important for you to know. You may have heard of it or you may not have heard of it, but I wanted to share information with you about a bill that's currently in the House concerning our passports, family. So I have a few notes on my phone, and I jotted down some notes for this one because I wanted to make sure I touched on everything. So, But anyway, thank you so much for all those who are tuning in. Please don't forget to thumbs up the video, like, comment, share, thumbs up the video. If you know anyone that is interested in visiting Tanzania, relocating to the motherland, hit me up at Diaspora Connect at gmail.com, diasporaconnect@gmail.com. I do relocation and business consultations specifically for Tanzania because I am here, but uh, there are many of us on the continent. If you're interested in any African country on the continent of Africa, then, reach out to your diaspora, your Black brothers and sisters uh, from America, from the West, somewhere, and they can advise you accordingly. They can share details or information with you about how they have done what they did by leaving the U.S. and relocating back to Mama Africa, to the motherland. So let's get into the topic and subject of the video. Okay, so this video is going to be about the new bill, HR 5300. This bill could strip you of your passport, family. This bill could strip you of your passport. It is the new bill. It is on the floor right now as we speak. It is on the floor being decided right now in the House. It is on the floor. And it is the new bill. It's the HR 5300, which could strip you of your passport. Now, I decided to share this for my subscribers, for my viewers, for my listeners, because I encourage international travel. So in order for you to travel internationally, you need a passport, right? And actually, to travel throughout the United States is ideal if you are a Black person to have a passport versus a real ID. Just get a passport. So you don't have to worry about all that other stuff. But anyway, it's important that we all have passports as Black Americans. Whether we want to travel outside of America or if we want to stay in America, we still should have a passport, because even domestically, in order to travel, you either need a real ID or a passport. So get your passport if you have not done so. Anyway, let's get into the topic of this video. The subject of the video is new bill HR 5300. Now, this bill is available publicly for you to go and look into details. I might share the information in the description box for you to go through the bill, look at it, and also I will share the video that I saw concerning this new bill. And so they are saying that the reason that they are, well, put it this way, they are giving the authority to the Secretary of State, who is Marco Rubio. They're giving him the authority to deny or revoke passports to U.S. citizens determined to have provided material support to a designated foreign terrorist agency or organization. So they say that they are doing this for a national security safeguard. And it's not apparently supposed to be a political tool, which I beg to differ. So therefore, that being the case, if you they can actually look at your social media, they can look at what you post, they can look at, people can snitch on you, family members, people at your job can snitch and say, oh, we had a conversation and they mentioned something, so they can actually report you to this department, where the Secretary of State is. And so you won't, a judge won't determine it, a lawyer, nothing like that. It'll be in the hands of the Secretary of State, Marco Rubio family. He will determine if you can not only get a passport, but if you have a passport, he can decide if they can decide if they want to revoke it. So basically not renew it. If you have one, they can actually revoke the one you have. So this is very important news for us who are international travelers and who encourage our family members in the West to travel internationally, come back to Africa, whatever the case might be, which is why I'm doing this video, because I do encourage my brothers and sisters dispersed on the four corners of the earth to travel internationally. But for those in America, this is a bill that you need to be aware of, and that you need to understand how it's going to impact or affect you. Now, you do know the laws that are created in America are always created, and it is against us. All the bills, all the laws are always against the Black people. So you do know that this is going to impact us more than anybody else, family. They do not want you to be able to travel freely. They do not want you to be able to maintain your freedom to travel wherever you choose to travel, to support whatever organization that you choose to support with your own hard-earned money, because they think they own you, because Massa thinks that he still owns his slaves, and he actually does. As long as they can control you, they will continue to own you, Black people, as long as they can control you. And this is just another mechanism or tool that they can use to control you. So let's keep going. I wrote a couple of notes down. So basically, if you support a group or organization that they deem harmful or terroristic, or even an a enemy of the U.S. or a um, yeah, then they can actually try to, or will be able to. It's still not, the law is not official yet, but I believe it's going to be official. Even if it doesn't pass this week, eventually it will pass within the next year or so. So if you don't have your year or 2, 3 years, whatever, because this is what they want to do anyway. They want to maintain control of all the citizens. If you don't support what they stand for, the current administration, then they want to control your speech, control your finance, control you. You become another slave. It's a dictatorship, as we've been saying. So, um, if you support a group or organization that they deem harmful, family, yeah, they have a nerve to deem people opposing them as harmful when they are actually the harmful ones. But I digress. Let's keep going. This bill is in the House this week, not passed yet, but it will possibly be passed. Whether they deny it now or later, they're gonna always keep pushing and pushing until they pass it, just to have more control over the citizens of America. My advice. Now, I'm chiming in with my personal advice, family. I'm chiming in with my personal advice. My advice is get your passport and get out as soon as you can. It's better to be stuck outside than inside. And true, that could happen. If you're outside and you're traveling outside, then if your passport is revoked for some reason by the US, you won't be able to, you'll be stuck in whatever country that you are in. So, if that's something that you want or you don't want, then that's what's going to happen. If they revoke your passport, then you basically are stuck wherever you are. So, okay, 1 second, family. Okay. So you're basically going to be stuck outside the country if they revoke your passport, or if you're outside the country and you go to renew your passport. And I'm smiling because sometimes people ask me when I talk about tough things and hard things, I'm always smiling. It's because it's my disposition, family. It's my personality. So I'm a happy-go-lucky person, and if I'm happy, I'm always smiling. So that's just my resting facial personality. Okay, so it doesn't mean that what I'm talking about is just so hilarious and it's so funny. It's just that it's just my personality. So don't mind my face. My face doesn't always reflect the topics of distress that maybe you think I should have on my face, because I already have a solution for a lot of these issues that I bring to you. It's just sad that it's going to impact others, but I'm sorry if my face does not reflect the seriousness of this bill. And this bill is very serious for us, especially Black Americans in the U.S. It's very serious. So my advice is to get out before you get stuck inside. It's better to be stuck outside the U.S. than inside the U.S. Believe me, you have no idea. But yeah, it is. So not that, of course, not that we want anyone to be stuck, family. Come on, be realistic. We want everyone to have passports. We want you to be able to travel freely. We want you to be able to go back and forth if that's what you desire. But it's getting to a point where it's like they're trying to control you through your passport. They're kind of trying to control what you say on social media. They're trying to control who you align yourself with on social media, or who you support. So, for example, I'll give an example of us as Black Americans. There are some countries that are on the ban list by the U.S. that we desire to go to. We desire to get passports in. We desire to live in, you know. And so if that's the case, then they may consider us as, supporting terrorist countries, or supporting uh, uh, evil people or whatever, because they have a beef with that country. So any country on the continent of Africa is our family, right? We are Black Americans. So any country on the African continent, they're our family. We have the same DNA, we have the same bloodline as the Africans, right? The continental Africans. So Africa is a part of our family. So if the United States has a problem with an African country, if the United States has a problem with any of the African countries, then what does that have to do with us when we are from Africa? What does this have to do with us when our DNA shows that we are from the continent? So we will be punished by America or the United States because we support a country, an African country. I'm not talking about any other country that they are beefing with, or any other country that they have issues with. Right now, China and Russia are not okay with America. They enemies, right? Supporting those people is one thing, but any country on the continent of Africa is part of our family, it's part of our lineage, it's in our bloodline, it's in our DNA. So to punish us, or to revoke our passport, or not allow us to get a passport because we support any country on the continent of Africa, is ludicrous, family. It's nonsensical. It's just flat out evil and wrong. But believe me, when this law is passed, and it will, then they can say, without a judge, without, the State Department, Michael Rubio, he can say, yeah, this person, they support this African country, and we beefing with that. We don't like that African country right now. So we're gonna revoke their passport. We're not going to allow them to get passports because they mentioned this country in the post, or they mentioned that they are Pan-Africanists, or they mentioned that they're the children of Israel. We are not going to allow them to get a passport because they are enemies of the fake ones in the Middle East. So this is a concern for us, family. This is a concern. So if you don't have your passport, get it immediately. Immediately before this law is passed. And if you have a passport and it's about to expire, go ahead and renew it, so you get those years. So let's keep continuing on. Let's see. Let me continue. Okay, so I was saying, in my opinion, I'm outside. I'd rather get stuck outside the country than inside the country, because at least I'm here with my people. Um, so it's not only the enemies of that, and it's crazy because it's their opinion. It's going to be the State Department's opinion, Michael Rubio. It's going to be their opinion based on what they think. Like, say for instance, when people were speaking against the whole Charlie situation, some people were fired from their jobs. Some people got arrested for speaking against someone that's not even a political figure. It's just a regular person that was a popular social media, with the social media in supporting the right, or is it the left? I don't know which one is the left and I don't know which one is the right, but supporting the white nationals, right? So people got fired and arrested for speaking against this man. So the same thing can happen to you if you post certain things and say certain things. And even if you don't post certain things, you can be talking to somebody at work. You can have a family member that don't like you, that's not feeling okay with you, that's jealous of you, and they know your views, they can turn you in. It's going to be unreal in America. Or it says, or anti US allies. So if you are anti-U.S. allies, they can also revoke your passport. They can also not allow you the passport because you're an anti-U.S. ally. It's insane, family. And let's see, they can deny the renewal of your passport. They can look at your social media. This bill could be used as a silencing of political opponents. They're saying it's not a political, it's not going to be used as a political tool, but yes, it is, family. It could be used to silence political opponents of this particular bill, because they already have a problem with the ones who are opposed to this bill. As it is, there are some that are opposed, many that are opposed. So yeah, you won't be able to go before a judge not having any kind of convictions or anything. You can be an upstanding, good person, clean record, and you can still be rejected for when your application be rejected when you apply for a passport, as well as your passport can be revoked, and they can also not renew your passport as well, family. Yeah, it's getting crazy over in America, and I knew it would, family. So my advice to you: get your passports and renew your passports right away. Get your passports and renew your passports right away before this bill is passed. And if you do get denied, it say you have about 60 days to appeal. So you appeal, you may have to get a lawyer, and you don't know if that's just, I don't know if the appeal could make a difference. Maybe the appeal will go to a court. I don't know how that will work, but they say you have 60 days to appeal. So yippee if you get denied. If you are, and also think about this, if you are out of the country, family, or if you are inside the country and you need to travel outside the country, you'll be stuck either way. You'll either be stuck outside the country or you'll be stuck inside America. So outside America or inside America, you can get stuck either way if they do that to your passport. So keep these things in consideration when you are making your plans to whether you're going to stay in America or whether you're going to leave. Take all these things into consideration with this bill that has not been passed yet, but it's in the House right now, and they're deciding on it. And they have opposition, so everybody is not for it, which it gives it a little bit of time to, maybe this time they won't, but it's going to always be on the table to consider. And as the days get darker and judgment divine judgment has come to America. It's going to get worse and worse for Black people, for minorities, for anyone that's non-white. It's going to get worse and worse. It's going to be bad for some whites too, but mainly for us because we are the main focus. And I've been saying that the Blacks, the minorities, are the main focus of destruction in America. So you have to get out. You have to get out immediately. I know you don't have the money. I know it's hard. I know this. I know that. But do you rather stay and be a slave to Massa again? Or do you want to be a free person? Do you want to be a free person? I'm not going to say a runaway slave because they don't, they enslaved you, but you have a passport to move freely. And that is something that your ancestors fought and died for as well, Black people in America. Your passport. That is what they bled and died for. All the rights that you have. And one of the rights, and one of the major rights, is your passport. It allows you to travel to other places that, or even Black people, to go back home to where you came from, where they stole you from, where you left from, to the diaspora, continental Africans in America. Go back home where you belong, okay? Or go to one of your neighboring countries if you want to travel. Go to another African country. If you're in West Africa, go to some West African countries. You have the ECOWAS passport and you can travel throughout the West. If you're in East Africa and you are a continental African, instead of going to the West, go somewhere in East Africa or South Africa. And that's the same with the Southern community, African community. Travel throughout your own countries and maybe to other West or East Africa. You don't have to travel outside of the continent to get all the experiences that you need at this point, because there are a lot of places that are just as developed as the West, like, Nairobi, some areas in Kenya and South Africa, even some places in Ghana. Even Dar es Salaam has some really nice restaurants and hotels, and Zanzibar. I mean, you don't have to, Mauritius, you don't have to leave the continent of Africa to get the beauty and the experience of development, because you do have that here on the continent of Africa. So I just want to do this video and bring all this to the attention of my subscribers, of the people who listen to me, of the people who watch me. This is very, very important especially to Black Americans. Make your plans. I know your finances may not be the way you want them, but it's never going to be the way you want it. My finances ain't the way I want it to be, but it's been holding me. I've been able to do the things I need to do. And so you will too. It is less expensive to also live outside of the U.S. America. It's just really expensive, and the rents are just astronomical. And and the food is not fresh, and it's deteriorating by the minute. And just as the food and the inflation is going up, being unaffordable for people to live, the food is poison, the air is poison, they're contaminating all the food on purpose. Now, know that this is on purpose, because depopulation has always been the European powers' desire. They have a unnatural desire to see the humanity that our Creator, Abba Father, Almighty, the God of the universe. He's not the universe. He's the God of the universe. When you worship the universe and you worship ancestors and you worship the sun, the moon, the stars, and the trees, why worship creation when you can worship the Creator, the one who created it all, family? He is the one that created human beings. So his enemy, his foe, is Satan, Hashatan, the dragon, the serpent, the devil. He's the enemy of the Most High, and we are the Most High's creation. So he is always out to destroy us, to contaminate us, to make us unclean, to desecrate our temples, that's why, his spirit indwells in certain unclean vessels. And there are a lot of Europeans that are not pure. They're very unclean. They use religion as a scapegoat for their wickedness. But they're in the heart of hearts, they're not nice people. And they're, for the majority of them, they're pretty wicked, pretty demonic, right? So they like to see human beings desecrated. They like to see human beings destroyed. They like to see human beings defiled, right? So that's what's going on in America right now. So you as a black person, you are a target. Whether they hang you from trees, whether they poison your food, whether they mess up your fertility to where you can't have children because their birth rate is declining. Every nation's birth rate is declining except for Africans, what do you call it? Islamic or Muslim. I can say Muslim is Arabic people or Muslims, or is it Arabic? Yeah, I would say Arabic or Muslim people, Islamic people, and Indians. Those people still have strong strong fertility rates. But everybody else's, all these Europeans that's supposed to be superior to us, these Chinese and all these their birth rate is declining fast and in a hurry. So they're trying to keep us, destroy as many of us because they're not replicating themselves. So we have to be aware of this, and we cannot trust these people, and we cannot live our lives and trust the things that they tell us, the things that they try to do to us. Just use wisdom when you deal with these people. Believe me, we've been born and raised around these Mzungus, these white people, these European people, and they're not nice people. Their spirit is not pure like Africans. So we are kind-hearted, pure people, and they play on our niceness, our kindness. That's why whenever they hang our people in America, or whenever they do, evil things to us, they always try to use the Bible and say, "Do you forgive us?" It's a sin to not forgive. They always try to use the Bible, the biblical scriptures against us after they do us dirty and they do us harm. They always want us to say we forgive them, but we don't forgive you because you're wicked, dark, and demonic, and your father is not the same father that we worship. Your father is Satan, the dragon, Hashatan, the serpent. That is your father. You are the seed of the serpent. You are the seed of the devil. We are the seed of the woman. We are the creation of the Almighty, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the great I am. So, that being the case, get your passports, family. I'm coming back around. Get your passports. Renew your passports pronto, because otherwise you'll be stuck with Massa again. We complain about slavery 400 years. You're going to be back in the same situation, stuck with Massa, and you won't be able to leave the country. And they're going to be able to unalive you. They're going to be able to hang you. They're going to be able to, white mobs are going to be able to do what they did before when they burned our towns down and they hung and killed everybody in the town. They're going to be able to do that again. It almost happened with this Kirk situation when it was nothing to do with us, but mobs started rising up and they wanted the go ahead to do what they did to us in the past. And when they found out that it wasn't any of us, any of the minorities or anything like that, then it got quiet. But they were wanting the permission to run amok and ravage and unalive with their guns and their ropes black people. Family, wake up. Come out of her, my people, so you will not partake of her plagues, because the plagues are coming. The same plagues of Egypt are coming back to America. And if you stay, you will be impacted or affected by the curses, by the plagues, because she's under a divine judgment. So it's a curse. So the plagues, the same thing in Egypt, the same thing that happened in Egypt with Pharaoh is going to happen in America, because mystery Babylon is America's mystery Babylon in the Bible, in the book of Revelation, and she's going to be destroyed in 1 hour. So it's going to be earthquakes, natural disasters. It's going to be all kind of plagues and diseases. That's why you got the Black Plague over there. You got all these, they saying HIV and AIDS and all these diseases and all this stuff is going on. The birth rate is declining. Everything is happening. The food is being poisoned. The spaceships are there. The aliens are there. The reptiles are there. The fallen angels run America. They are in the White House, family. The seat of the beast is in the White House, and the fallen angels, they run the country. So because this world is given over into the hands of Satan, but the Father is allowing it. So that's the thing. He is in control, but he's allowing it, especially when you're wicked. If you're not righteous, he can't protect you. So you got to be righteous, clean up your life, stop living unclean lives. Like, your body is the temple, so you shouldn't be defiling it. And if you're unclean physically, then you unclean spiritually, because demons come in and live inside your body and control you and make you act evil and desire evil things. In America, they eat flesh and drink blood. And in some places, they do that too. In Africa, I guess, cannibals. But they actually do that because they're the seed of Satan. They're the children of the devil. So please, get your passports and get out. And come here to Africa. Go to Burkina Faso. Get your passport. And that's another thing. Oh, let me touch on that. Now, this is more than ever. This is a reason for us as Black people, as Afro descendants, in any European country, to pursue passports in other countries. Pursue passports in other countries, because what's happening in America is going to trickle down to the other European countries. So if you're Black, African, and other European countries, and you're born there, get a passport in another country. Just try to have 2 passports, especially if you are African, Black, Afro-descendant. You need an African passport somewhere on the continent. So that's my goal as well. We should be trying to figure out which country we want to try to get one in. Unfortunately, Tanzania does not offer dual citizenship. Tanzania wouldn't be an option, but we have Kenya, you got Uganda, Rwanda, Malawi, Burundi in East Africa. Then you got the Southern Africa, you got West Africa. Go to Burkina Faso, Benin, Sierra Leone, Ghana, like Nigeria, Southern Africa, Namibia. Like, come on now. There's so many places to choose from. You as an Afro descendant, you have options. Get you an African passport. So when they get the clowning in America and they get to revoking your passport and they get to the hard part is you at least have to have one. Get a passport. So even if they revoke it, at least you had a chance to get out. Get out while you can, family. And I'll say it again. Get out. Warning. Get out of America while you can, before they lock you in. Okay? Thank you so much for tuning in. This is Wanda Diaspora Connect in Tanzania. You are welcome to the channel. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. If you know anyone that's interested in coming to Tanzania and you want to visit, you want to relocate, you want to do business, you want to partner with a local, hit me up at diasporaconnect0@gmail.com, diasporaconnect0@gmail.com. And I do relocation business consultations. I've been here. I've created a company. I'm working on a land building project. Yeah, so hit me up. And I am being also more private. Please understand, I won't be sharing my project. So I don't want people to know where I am, and I don't want people to know what I'm doing. So thank you so much. And I guess I'll see you guys in the next video or the next live. Take this seriously. If you're Black, you got family members, Black in America, get you a passport. Even if you don't use it right now, get it. So you won't be stuck. If you need to get up out of there, you have your passport, okay? All right. See you guys in the next video or the next live. Shalom, salama, peace, kwaheri, badai.